Now being the continuation of the previous class, we will see how to write a class and how to access that class with the help of an object. So before moving to the coding, I just want to tell a small coding like by which you can understand the car demo better. So we had a rough draft for the class. Say I have the car and we have the fields and the state. Fields and states are nothing but in programming we used to call it as variables as well as methods. So similarly, now I am going to write a small program. So it should have the keyword class. Say I am going to write demo, and here it has two variables, int sum is equivalent to 20 and string say greetings is equivalent to hello. We saw like a class contains the variables as well as the methods. So here now I am going to have a method public void display, that is I am going to display these two values. Here I am going to write system dot out dot println. Say I want to print the value of the sum. Next one I am going to write system dot out dot println. I'm going to greet someone, so greetings plus Ram. I told the JVM will be looking for the main method, that is portable executable entry point from which alone it will start executing. But later on we will see even without the main method we can access the class. So for time being have this peep is the entry point for the JVM. So I am going to write the main method public static void main string args. Now I told the variables as well as the methods within the class can be accessed only with the help of an object. So now I am going to create an object for this demo class, demo obj equal to new demo. Now I am going to access this so like system dot out dot println, I'll write it as SOP. I am going to print the sum, so here plus obj dot sum. Next one I am going to write greetings plus Johnny, or otherwise I am going to call the method. We'll see just an explanation for this so that you can understand the car example better. See here I told like this is nothing but demo. Demo is nothing but the class name, and this class is nothing but it's a keyword which represents that demo is nothing but it's a class. So as already told, it will have variables, nothing but the fields, and it will have the methods. So here int means already we told that it is of the integer value, so here I am having int, and here string is nothing but it indicates the value of a word, so I am using the string value. Next one, we will see what is meant by system dot out dot println. So here you have some value. So here system is nothing but this is also built-in class, and out is nothing but it is an object, and this is nothing but method. So now we are going to access the method println with the help of the object which belongs to the class system. So here inside the system dot out dot println, whatever you write, like it will be accessed and the result will be displayed, or if you write anything with the help of the quotes, double quotes, that value will be displayed. Okay, say for example I am writing system dot println hello. So if you execute this program, the output will be hello. Okay, next one, these public, what do you mean by public? Public, like we have something called as access specifiers, we will see that one later on. So now we will see what is meant by public. So public means like any class can access. Okay, so it's visible to all classes. Next one, there is a keyword called as static. We will see what is meant by a static keyword. Static is nothing but I told, like in order to access a class we should create an object, but if the method or the variable or even the class is static, we can call that variables and the methods without creating an object, that is said to be static. Next one, I told what is meant by new. New is nothing but you are going to create an object, that's all. So before going to that program, and here one more thing, here we have something called as void. So we will see what is meant by void. So void is nothing but this method is not going to return any value, and this display, we have this display. So display is nothing but name of the method name. Clear? So like we'll see what is the content of this class. So inside the class demo you have two variables, sum and greetings. One is of integer type and another one is of the string type. Next one, you have a method, and this method is going to display, sorry, here you have to close the bracket. Here you have to close the bracket, that is this entire thing is one method, and for this one you have to close the bracket, and this is for the class. So here inside the method I am going to print two values, and here for the demo I am going to create an object, and with the help of the object I am going to print the value. We'll see how to code this one in a notepad. So you can open a notepad. Now I'm going to type everything in the notepad. So we have class demo. I have two variables. One is called as int sum equal to 20. Next one is string greetings. See, this is to be hello. Next one, I am going to have one method public void display. So you should have a open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Inside this I am going to print system dot out println the value of the sum. Next one, I am going to print the value of the string variable greetings plus say Ram. Now I have to close this bracket. Now I'll go to the main method public static void main of string of args. So we'll see what is the string of args later on. So now here I'm going to create an object. So this is nothing but it is called as comment. This will not be executed. So create an object for the class demo. So now I am going to create a class demo equal to demo object equal to new demo. Next I am going to print this value system dot out dot println sum is equivalent to obj dot sum. Next one system dot out dot println greetings. So I am going to print Ramesh. Or otherwise I am going to call the method. See here I have written a class, and here I have declared the variables, and there is one method, and here you have the main method. I am creating an object for the class because already I told a class can be accessed only with the help of the object. Like the variables and the methods inside the class can be accessed only with the help of the object. So I am creating an object. So now I am going to access this variable sum with the help of the object. So what you have to do is you have to write the name of the object and you have to put a dot and then you have to write sum. Similarly here I am going to write obj dot greetings plus Ramesh. So if you do this, what happens, JVM will come over here and first it will create an object, then you will have this obj.sum, this will be executed, so the control will be transferred over here. So here what happens, some value 20 will be printed. So this is said to be comments, this will not be executed. Next one, what happens here, after seeing to this, it will call this variable and it will print hello Ramesh. Okay, so instead of calling like this, what I am going to do is I am going to call the method instead, because inside the method also we are going to print this value. So here what happens, this variable is local to this method. So here there is no need to create the object, so you can call it directly. So with the help of this object I am going to call this method display, so that this method will be displayed. Void means it doesn't return anything, public means it is accessible by any class so or object. So here what happens, system.out.println, you will have the value sum is equal to 20 and here hello Ram. So if you are a beginner, you might find little bit tough, but just have one thing, you have to write a class and you have to give the name, and then inside this I am declaring the variables, I am declaring a method, and you have the main method. So from the main method we are creating an object and calling the variables and calling the method. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to save this value. So now I am going to save this. So here I am going to save this value, that is within C users and your laptop name, and you can create a workspace. I have created a workspace, eclipse dot workspace. So within this I am going to save this one. So you have to save with the help of the class name dot extension is Java. So here take this as all files and save the file. Okay, so here if you go and see, I have sorry, you will see, I will use this space. So now what I am going to do is you have to open a command prompt like this. You can if you give cmd, you will have this. Say for example, I am in different path, so if you want to go to the particular directory, give change directory, put a double dot, so it will come back. So next one like this. So if you want to go to that path, so what I am going to do is cd users public eclipse workspace. So it will change the directory. So cls stands for clear screen. So if you put the directory over here, what are all the files over here? We have car.class, car, all those, but this file is not saved. Demo. So here you have this demo.java. We'll do one thing. Okay, so here demo.java. So now what I am going to do is you have to go over here, cls. We have the source code. Now we have to compile this Java program, then you have to execute it. So you have to write java c, that is for compiling this one, demo.java. So if there are no errors, so it will be compiling. Okay, so now you can go to this location. You can see there is some file called as class file. I told this class file contains the bytecode, so you can open it with the help of the notepad. Here you can see that it is not human readable. It is something like you have machine codes which is not human readable. So this is said to be the bytecode. So you no need to take this demo.java file and execute in some other operating system. Just if you take this class file and if you execute it in, say for example, Windows 10 or Mac, this file will be executed and you will get the output. So this is said to be the bytecode. Now we are going to say for example, I am having some mistake in this. Say I have left this one. Okay, now I am going to compile this one. We will delete the demo.class file. So now I am going to compile this demo.java. So it is showing error. So here see this arrow mark. Okay, so this arrow mark, you can see this arrow mark. So here something is missing and it is showing this semicolon is expected. So you can go over there and you can put a semicolon, save it, then you can go and you can run it. So now in order to execute it, you have to write java demo. Okay, so see here, the first output is because of this one. Say I'm going to comment this method. Okay, I'm going to comment this method. We'll see what is the output. So you have to compile again and run it. So here the output is sum is equal to 20 and hello Ramesh. So only these two methods are executed. Okay, so we are going to create one object, and through this object you are going to call this sum. So 20 is printed, 20 is printed over here, and here we are going to call this object dot greetings. So this hello plus is nothing but it is said to be concatenation. Concatenation is nothing but you are going to coin or join two strings. So here you will be getting hello and Ramesh. Okay, now I am going to comment these two methods. You will see what happens. So every time you have to compile. So here I am getting hello Ram. Why means, see here, this object dot display is called, so this method is called, so the control will be transferred over here. So system dot out dot println sum is nothing but 20, but here I have given the variable string to be Ram, so you'll be having hello Ram. So like if you understand this one, you can understand the car example which I am going to code it. So now clear, this nothing but it's a keyword, this is the class name, and you have two variables inside, and you have one method which is of public access specifier, and you have one main method. I am going to create an object for this class. Either you can access these variables with the help of the object, or since I have written the method to access the variables, you can call this method and print the variables. So this is a simple program. Okay, next we will see how it is executed in IDE. We will, if you are a beginner, start coding only in textpad or notepad. If you are not a beginner, then you can go for the IDE. Here I am using the Eclipse. So now what I am going to do is I am going to create one Java project. Or otherwise I'll go to the workspace. Already I have created one workspace. That is, when you launch this Eclipse, it will be asking for a workspace. Say for example, I'll tell you, like if workspace is nothing but where you are going to store your files, that is said to be the workspace. I told right, here I have a folder. Inside this I am going to store all the files. So if you want to, I have this path public Eclipse workspace. So if you want to have a different workspace, you can give a different workspace and save your files. So here I have written one a sample program. Say here I am going to teach with ID, but if you are a beginner, please follow using textpad or notepad initially, because if you start using IDE, like everything will be displayed and you will feel very easy, and you will not have the in-depth knowledge of coding. So at least for 3 to 6 months start coding in textpad, then only you will know where you are doing mistakes, because here if you do any mistakes it will show this red mark. Say for example, here I am saving this one, so so immediately what happens, it will show this red mark. So obviously you will know you have to put a semicolon over here, but in textpad or notepad, like you should know. So like if you're a beginner, start using the textpad or the notepad or notepad plus plus, then you can come to this ID. So here also I have written the same thing. Here in order to create a class, what you have to do is you have to go to file, then new, you have to go to have a new Java project. Say for example I am giving sample. So this is built in, I am using JDK 16. So next, so leave all these as such. So don't generate any you don't need any module, no module name, so don't create anything. So here see, you have sample. So inside this sample you have a source folder. So inside this source folder you have to make a right click, go to new, and here you will have class. Okay, say I am giving demo. So here don't check anything, leave as it is, so then finish it. Okay, so like this you will get the skeleton. After that you have to code everything. Say for example I am going to copy whatever written over here. Okay, so like if you want to align everything, use Control A, then Control Shift F, it is to format. So everything will be aligned in space, so you will get like this. So in order to execute it, you can either go to run as Java application, or you can use a shortcut key Alt Shift X and J, or otherwise simply you can click over here. So see here I am getting the output hello Ram. So like IDE will be very easy, so to teach I'll use IDE here afterwards, but you have to use the textpad or the notepad. Okay, so now I am going to uncomment this one. I'm going to uncomment this, save it. Now if you execute it, you will have like this. Okay, now we are going to go for the car example. Now I am going to create a class. We have the class as car, leave everything as such, so finish it. Here I am using the keyword public because it has to be accessible. So now I am having public int, what we had, number of seats. Next one I have public string, type of the brake we had. Next one we had public string, type of gear. Next one public int number of the tires. Next one we have public string of type of the engine. Okay, so these are nothing but variables. If you want to write, obviously if you go to companies, they will have the comment section. So here they will write declaration of variables. Okay, next one, methods. So what all the methods we had? We had public void start car. So here, see, don't use a shortcut. So since it will take a long time, I am using the shortcuts. So you have to write system.out.println, but if you write sys out and put control space, so this will be typed. So here I am writing car is started. Next method is public void move the car. So here we have car is moving. Next one will have public void brake car. Okay, now sys. So now we are brake is applied to the car. Next one will have public void stop the car. So here we'll write car is stopped. Okay, now we'll write the main method. So here I am going to create an object. Before that, we'll create a class for the Honda car. So what happens, you just copy this same thing, because I told like it is a replica, except the functionalities will be changing. So what happens, I am going to create a car, right click, go to new, create a class Honda car. So now I am going to copy this. Don't copy for time being, since the recording takes a long time, I am doing it. So here, see, it's showing error, multiple markers at this line. So here I am going to change this as Honda car. So now I am going to declare the variables. Let's number of the seats be 4, and here we have the disc brake. Next one, type of the gear is nothing but automatic, and here we have the number of tires to be 4, and type of the engine to be, we had the straight layout. Okay, so now here what I am going to do is I am going to change the functionality. So instead of car, I am writing Honda car. So here remove this main method. Okay, so put Control A, Control Shift A. Okay, now I'm going to go to this car. Now I'm inside this main method. I'm going to create an object, Honda car object is equivalent to new Honda car. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to print the values of the variables of the Honda car. So for that I am going to use system dot what is this Honda car obj dot. See, don't use all this, start using the text pad or the notepad initially, because here you have all the values displayed, and if you start using it, then without IDE you will not be able to use the notepad. So here I am going to print number of seats. I am going to use these values because for recording purpose it takes a long time. Next one, I am going to print car object and type of the brake. Next one, type of the gear. Next one, we have the number of tires. Last one is we have the type of the engine. Okay, next one I am going to call the methods. So Honda car object dot, what are the methods? First one is a start car dot move the car. Next one dot brake. Next one stop the. So here inside the main method I have all this. Okay, so now I told like in order to execute this, sorry, you have to go to this car. That is in notepad, first you have to compile both the classes. So here see, I am printing the number of seats. So seats is 4. Next one, type of the brake is disc brake, and gear is automatic, and number of tires is 4, and type of the engine is nothing but straight layout. So here Honda car is started, Honda car is moving, Honda brake is applied to the car, Honda car is started. Okay, so this is an example of the class and the object. So here we have the object Honda car, object. So we had a car, and inside this you have the variables as well as the methods, and here you have the Honda car, and for here also you have the variables as well as the methods. Now we are going to create an Honda car object for this class, and we are going to call this variables as well as the methods with the help of this Honda car object. So this is a simple example. So car is a class. So here what you can see is I am creating an object for the Honda car class from the car class. Actually this is not the right method. uh, in future I'll tell you. While after seeing what is inheritance, we will see how to call this Honda car class. Okay, so if you make some mistake, it will throw error. Say for example, I am not declaring this. Sorry, since the classes, this is okay because the class is declared as public class, right? Yeah, once again. Even without the help of the public, I can call, let me see. Yep. Okay, but this class, yeah, like this visibility is needed when you have the parent child class. Okay, so even without the help of the access specifiers, here you can use, like you can remove this public access specifier. But say for example, I'll write example, this I'll teach you later on. Okay, so in this case it will have all the values 0. Okay, we'll see this concept later on. For time being, have this as Honda car. Okay, we got the result. Okay, we'll wind up with this. So hope you would have understand what is meant by a class and an object. Next concepts like abstraction, inheritance, encapsulation, and polymorphism we will see in the next class. Thank you.